The Twilight Forest is a Minecraft mod that creates a new dimension full of new blocks, items, and mobs. There are heaps of new bosses and incredible structures, such as this castle, or this labyrinth, or this tower, and even this hollow mountain. All of these structures have their own boss, which drops their own trophy and rewards. But best of all, there are some really cute penguins. So here we are. I've set up a portal to the Twilight, and I think we should just go through without further ado. So here we are. This is the main Twilight biome, the Twilight Forest. These are trees. The tall ones are called canopy trees, and the shorter ones are either birch, oak, or twilight oak. Like this is a twilight oak tree. The Twilight Forest has a progression, like timeline, and so you have to do all the different bosses in a certain way, in like a certain order. So as you can see here, this is a Lick Castle. This is the second boss, but as you've not seen, I haven't fought the first one yet, the Naga. So I'll show you me fighting the Naga, but this is just the Lick Castle, which is where I'm going to get a scepter, which is a weapon I use for all the bosses throughout the rest of the game. Before I fought anything, I wanted to get some better stuff. And so, as you can see here, I just found some diamonds, but actually there's so much good, so many good custom items that diamonds aren't that useful. Like, they're still obviously better than iron, but I end up getting better stuff quite soon after. So I'm just grabbing a little bit of wood here, and I'm going to go fight the Naga. So the Naga is, as you'll see, is like this green, long snake thing, and as you deal damage, it shrinks as a snake. And then you get two things from it, the trophy, because every boss has its own trophy, which you can place down, and it's a head, like a head of the boss, like a mob head. And you also get Naga scales, which are used for the Naga Armor. So here is the ugly fella himself. He, like, sort of eats blocks. I don't really know why, because it's like his house, but he seems to enjoy it. And so you can hit him on any part of his body, but then he shrinks and makes it more difficult to hit him as you, like, do damage. So he actually does a lot more damage than I remember, because I've played through this thing about once before, well, most of it, and he does a lot more damage than I remember. Like, he gets me down to 1 or 2 hearts multiple times, but I'll just show you the end of the fight. So I actually got him pretty low pretty easily, because in these little water areas that look like little sewers, he actually gets stuck in them, so I tried to hang out by some of them at most times, because they can just get stuck in there and you can just crit them out. But as you can see here, I just kill him, and you get an achievement, I'm pretty sure, for killing every boss. But you can see these two things on the ground. I got 9 Naga scales, and I got the trophy, as I'll just show you after I've chucked out some stuff. Because you get a lot of blocks, because every block that he breaks, you get. So, as you see, I got the trophy, and I'm going to craft the Naga Armor. You can only get middle pieces, so you can only get chestplate and leggings, but here I've got the Naga chestplate, and it's better than iron. I think it's about the same as diamond, but then since you can't have a whole set, obviously, it's not. So here we are at the Lick Tower. So we're going to go up on the outside mainly, because on the inside there's heaps and heaps of mob spawners, and that's really painful. So I haven't fought one of these yet, though I do fight multiple, because you get a scepter called the Scepter of Twilight. About half the time you get the scepter. You can get other scepters as well. But it's a very good weapon, and I use it to kill pretty much all the bosses, even because you can kill them from afar, other than the ones you can't do range damage to. So they're very good, and when you kill the Lick, you get ender pearls as well, and you use a pearl to refill the scepter, because it has 100 charges and then it runs out, but if you use it in a crafting table with a pearl, it completely recharges. Now I find a way to easily cheese this fight. So he shoots pearls at you most of the time, other than those fireballs, and you're meant to hit them back to break his shield. But if you just sit in a corner, he spawns like some goons, and they also shoot you. But if you just sit in a corner where only he can shoot you, because they have to be able to see you in their line of sight, it's just really easy to cheese this fight. So I'm just, as you can see, I'm just hitting the pearls back. You can see the boss bar, his 6 shields have gone down to 2, and for some reason the last one's glitched, but as you can see here, he now is on purple health, and then he goes to orange, and then you just melee him. And so you don't actually have to take any damage from him, even though he's actually a pretty difficult boss if you don't do this. But it's pretty simple, and so here, I'll just show you guys me killing him. So yeah, he's actually very easy to kill, and as you can see here, I just killed him, and he dropped some pretty good gold armor, though I don't think I wear any of it in the end. But as you see, I got another achievement, and I actually got the scepter I wanted. So that's like, I think it's a 1 in 4 chance of getting the right scepter, but I got the one I wanted, which is a very good weapon. And since I got another 4 pearls, that's a total of 500 charges of the scepter. So that's very good, and you can see I got the lick trophy as well. So carrying on in the Twilight Forest progression, we can now go into this biome here, the snowy spruce one. I don't actually know what the exact name is, but in this one you can see there's like this square mountain, and that is where the next boss is. Well, it's not the next in the progression, but you can still do it. It's called the Alfa Yeti. Technically the next in the progression is in the swamp, which is the Minotaur, but I'll do that next. But this guy, he drops some Alfa Yeti fur, which makes some very good armor, but he does so much damage, like incredible amounts of damage. Like he got me down to half a heart immediately when I last played this. But as you can see, I can just hit him from afar with my scepter. So from this boss, you obviously get the trophy, but you also get the Alfa Yeti fur, which makes the very good Alfa Yeti armor. So I go and find a few more of these mountains and kill a few more Yetis, like the Alfa Yetis, to get a full set, because it's a very good set, and I think I wear it for the next like 3 bosses or something. Like it's pretty good. It's better than diamond armor, and it's got protection on it. You see, I got 6 Alfa Yeti fur, and you just make it like normal armor. I didn't know what these ice bombs were, but I've got 6, and I obviously need 24, so I go and kill another 3 Yetis. But before I can find any more Yetis, I actually find another Naga. So it takes quite a while to kill this dude because he's moving really fast. But I kill this Naga, I get another trophy, but that's really unrelated. And I get 9 Naga scales, but I only need 7 because you can only make pants and chestplate. So I make Naga pants, which is better than my iron ones, and now I'm ready to fight the rest of the Yetis. So here we have the second fella. As you can see, I can just easily kill them from a range using my Twilight Scepter, and I'm pretty sure they all drop 6 and I get 7 on the last one, as far as the fur goes. So I've already made either boots or a helmet, and I make another piece using this. So you can see there I've got boots. And now I have the 6 plus the 2 I didn't use, so that's 8. So I'm pretty sure I make actually a helmet now because I already have a good chestplate. And here is the 3rd Yeti dying to yet again my Twilight Scepter, and also the 4th dude. So now I have enough to make the full Yeti armor. And that's it. We can check out our Naga scale, and we've got our full Yeti armor. Oh my gosh, that took so long, but we've finally found a swamp here. And we've got this weird, like, rainbow forest next to us, but yeah, we found a swamp, and we'll go see if we can find a labyrinth. I've been looting these witches' houses as I went past, so as you can see here, I have found so much food. Like, I think I won't need any food for, like, days and days. But yeah, I'll have a quick look around here for a labyrinth. So here, I just found the labyrinth that's in the middle of that hill, and this is the next boss that I talked about in the labyrinth, is the Minotaur or Minishroom. They changed the name, I think. But this stuff is made out of maze stone, which as you can see takes a long time to break. And you can get an extremely fast pickaxe in here, but it's very rare and very secret, so I didn't actually end up finding one of them. But now I'm just going to go look around for the actual boss, and I do remember this very well because it took a long time to actually find the boss. But I also get quite a good amount of stuff because I also get some steel leaf armor, which is great backup armor. So I finally found the boss room after a long time of searching, and I just want to show you guys the whole fight because it was such a wimpy boss. Like, look at him. He can't even get to me if I use a ranged thing. His only attacks are like close up. He's got no other mobs that come with him. Like, he charged me, which is his biggest attack, and he did 1.5 hearts, but that's it. That's the entire boss fight. And as you can see, I get some meat stroganoff from him, and I made a massive mistake because I've got to eat one of those before I can get to the next one. So I sort of just chucked it out because I was like, oh, it's probably just some crappy food. But I need to eat one of those to be able to unlock the next boss. So it's like a 10-day, not 10-day, it's like a 5-day detour because I have to go find another labyrinth lose another labyrinth, find the boss, kill the boss, eat a beef stroganoff, just to get to the next boss. So it took a long time, but as you can see, I get this diamond Minotaur axe, which is a very good axe. It's better than diamond. I think it's the same as netherite. But I loot the rest of this stuff because it gives me more steel leaf, and then I go up thinking I'm ready for the next boss, but I end up having to come back. So after that very long detour, I find the next boss, which is the Hydra. Now, if you've ever watched a Marvel movie, you'll hear the catchphrase, Hydra, you cut off one head, 2 grow back. That's exactly what a Hydra is. If you kill one of these heads, 2 more grow back, and it's very difficult. And it took me a long time to realize how to damage them. I know you had to do it with the open mouth, and then I ended up finding all the different ways you could damage him, and then my scepter ran out. I think I ran out overall, ran out of charges, but I found out how to damage this dude, and I won't go through this because it was such a long and painful boss fight, though I'll just show you the end of it. So as you can see here, he's very low, and you can also see that he's got 4 heads, so this already took another 5 minutes to kill him because it's just such a long boss fight, but I'll just show you when I kill him. He does be very low. Oh, that was stressful. You can see that I also got an achievement for killing him like the other bosses, but the particles take ages for some reason. Okay. Okay, oh, Hydra chops are good. Did I get some weapon or something? Oh, the fiery blood. I can't remember what it does, but it does something good. So the Hydra chops are very good because they give you regen. But now, as far as progression goes, let's see where we get to go next. There we go, there's the Dark Forest. So I'd actually found this earlier, but I cut it out because it was irrelevant. But this is where the next boss is in this Dark Forest. It is called the Night Phantom, and he's in a stronghold-like structure. I think it might even be called a Phantom Stronghold or something. But he's in this Dark Forest, and he's actually pretty difficult to kill because there's 6 of him, but only one of them's real. I'll show you the boss fight. But I have found one of these strongholds before in this world, in this forest. But as I said, it was irrelevant. The only problem is that you have to use a trophy as a key to get into the dungeony stronghold thing. So I end up using a minor shroom one, as you can see here. But yeah, let's just go have a look around. Also, just a quick gear update. Currently, I use the fiery blood that I got from the Hydra to make fiery armor. And it means when mobs attack me, they get set on fire. It's pretty much just fiery thorns. And I'm still using all the same weapons, including my diamond Minotaur axe. And the rest of my armor is Yeti. So I did pretty much no research on this beforehand, and I haven't fought this 9 Phantom for years. It's been years since I fought this, and so I had absolutely no idea what I was doing, though I knew that the odd dude out would be the one that I had to go for. So I didn't actually, again, know this at the time, but he got me really low. It's the dude who has a body who you can hit. You can't hit any of the other dudes. But then there's also some scenarios where you can. It's really confusing. I still don't understand it, even while editing it. I don't really understand it, but I know that the dude who's going to attack you is the dude with a body. So it's really confusing, and I won't take you through the whole thing because it actually takes quite a while, but I'll just show you the end of the fight. So here we have the last dude. I've killed all the other ones, and it's a really anticlimactic end to this. You see, I just hit him, and that's it. There's just a few particles. But here you can see I get the trophy. And in here is my favorite armor, which sadly only has top half, but it's the Phantom armor. It is very good, it looks very cool, and it's better than most things. But here you see I get the helmet, and if I go back in there, it's Unbreaking 3, Prot 4, but if I go back in there, you can also see one of my chest plates. It has Prot 3, Unbreaking 3, so I've got some pretty good stuff now. Now I just want to quickly take a moment to introduce you guys to the new item that I didn't even know about until just now, as in just when I fought this boss. And it's Night Metal. So you can see there's a Night Metal axe that I'm hovering over right now, and there's the Night Metal sword up next to it, Night Metal pickaxe above, and it's better than diamond. I'm pretty sure it's better than netherite as well, though it doesn't negate knockback as well, obviously. But it's very good, and I use Night Metal till the end of this 100 days. I do use the Phantom armor because the Phantom armor is slightly better, and it looks nicer, but the Night Metal is the best armor I have other than Phantom for the rest of this series. So I'm just showing you guys the Night Phantom loot that I got, and the new Night Metal things because night metal is very relevant to the rest of the series. I also get this steel leaf sword from a chest. It's very good, like as you can see, sharpness 3, looting, sweeping edge, unbreaking. It has 9 attack damage, which makes it better than netherite again. And it also, I'm pretty sure I use this for the rest of the boss fights. It eventually breaks, but then I just get a different sharpness. I think it ends up being sharpness 5 steel leaf sword. So you won't notice the difference in my hotbar, but this is my new sword, and I actually love the texture. Now this next boss in the progression is called the Urghast, and it's in a massive tower in the center of the Dark Forest. Like, it's called Dark Forest Center, that's the biome. And you can see it here, it's a massive tower. It's made out of a wood called tower wood, which is extremely difficult to break with any like pickaxe or axe or anything. It's really, really slow and really difficult. But up at the very top is the Urghast. Now, this fight took, I'd say, about 2 hours because it took so long because you need projectiles, and I accidentally messed up the built-in like things that kill the Urghast. Like they've got these special traps. It's complicated, but they're the things that kill the Urghast that are built in, and I accidentally destroyed them all. So this fight took a very long time, so I'll just show you guys the end. So I just looked back through the footage, and it actually took 3 hours, which is really painful. But you are meant to hit these fireball things back at the Urghast. You can see it's pretty ugly as well, but I eventually hit the last one I need to back, and he dies, and he creates a chest where he dies. It was meant to spawn in the middle, but they must have changed that, because on the wiki it says it spawns in the middle, but as you can see there's a chest in the middle of the air up there. So he doesn't actually drop that much stuff. Like, it's pretty abysmal, other than, like, the trophy is probably the best thing. But now, it took me, as I said, 3 hours, but you get the Urghast trophy, you get some more fiery blood, well, fiery tears. I think you get fiery blood from the Hydra, but fiery tears from the Urghast, because it's a ghast. But you can use it to make the same stuff, and it's actually pretty cool, because the fiery armor's good, and you need it for some achievements, but it can be pretty difficult to get because you have to kill mobs for it. But you also saw that I got some of that Carmenite stuff. It's useless. It just creates a few like redstone-y blocks. It is absolutely useless. Also, I've forgotten to mention this. There are no totems in this, but as you can see on the top row of my inventory, on like the third to right slot, there's that little heart. That is the Twilight version of a totem. It's called Charm of Life, and if you die, it just does exactly what a totem does. It gives you a bit of extra health and stops you from certain death. So if you ever see one of those in my inventory, it is the Twilight version of a totem, and you don't need to hold it, you just need to have it in your inventory. So here we have the next boss. It's in the Aurora Palace, and it's the Snow Queen. So you can see the Aurora Palace right there. It's pretty obvious which it is. It's in the middle of, I think, every snow biome, and as you can see once I'm up here, hopefully some will spawn. There are actually penguins, but there don't seem to be many around at the moment. They're usually pretty common, but I'm gonna go and have a look around because this, at the moment, is the last boss. There are still other, yeah, there are some penguins. There are still other, like, the final boss, like the final boss of the Twilight Forest hasn't actually been made yet. Like, firstly, these blocks are really nice, they look really cool. But the final boss, it has its own castle, its biomes, its whole everything to get there. It even has, like, all these other, like, mini-bosses you have to fight. But that's the one part they haven't completed in this mod, is it's its final boss. It's even got the final boss castle, made out of its special own blocks. But yeah, so this is the final boss that is implemented at the moment. But it takes a while for me to find her, but I will show you when I do. So after going around every single tower, looting them all, not being able to find her, as you can see in the boss bar, I just got the boss bar of her, and this is the only tower that I haven't checked, so I knew she must be in here. So I didn't actually know how to fight her, and so she like drops herself down, like the ice she's in, she like drops down on top of you, and then it does the damage, and then she goes back up and floats around, and then, yeah, it's just very repetitive until you get her down to half health. So I'll just skip this because it was pretty difficult finding a way to do this. So I just got her down to half, and she stopped like dropping down with her snow, and now you see she's just going around, and I don't really know what she's doing, but it's a lot easier to fight because then she just gets stuck in there because she's following me around, and I just kill her. It's a really easy boss fight. That didn't take that long, and I got one of 2 bows you can get. So you either get the tri-bow, which is like a Runin's bow on Skyblock, which just shoots 3 arrows, or you can get the seeker bow, and I got the seeker bow, which is a homing bow. So like, I think it's within like 3 blocks of an enemy, the arrow just homes in and goes into them. So it's a very helpful bow, and I later on stuck power and unbreaking onto it because it's actually a very nice bow, and I still use it throughout the series, and I carried on using it. But yeah, so that's the final boss, though I do go and do all the mini bosses and stuff of the last boss of the Twilight, so I'll show you guys that. So as you can see here, there's a big spruce biome that isn't snowy and it's quite hilly, and that's the biome that we've got to go to next. Above it is a cloud where there are giants that mimic your skin, which is kind of weird, so I had massive flippers coming towards me. But you have to go up to the cloud, kill a giant, grab its pickaxe, go underground, go to the troll caves. The trolls don't really do much damage, but they're quite annoying, and you got to find an obsidian box, and in that obsidian box is something called the Lamp of Cinders, and once you've got the Lamp of Cinders, you need to go through the thorny area and go to the White Castle beyond. As I mentioned earlier, there's nothing in here, so I just mined a bunch of the blocks, had a look around, and tried out, like, had a look at all the different blocks, found these really cool doors that I ended up mining some of and using for my base. But yeah, there was pretty much nothing in here other than a couple of mobs. Like, this is the only hostile mob that's in there. Yeah, he's dead. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to if they ever end up releasing the final boss. But I think I'm gonna go make a base now. I wanted to make my base at a sort of memorable coordinates in case I ever get lost. So this is -2000, +3000. I know it's not like 00 or something really simple, but it's just something that I can remember without having to worry. So I just do a 16 by 16 outline, which is 14 by 14 on the inside, obviously. And after counting and reshaping and mining these painfully difficult to mine blocks, it's much harder to mine than obsidian, I eventually get out an outline. So I mentioned that I found some cool doors, and that's because you right click them, you can walk through it, and then they phase out, and then you can go back in through them. And yeah, it's like really cool because they're a door, but then they close themselves, but they also look really nice. Like, I'm just measuring it up so it's symmetrical. And I still don't know what I'm going to do the roof out of, but I think castle brick walls will look really nice. So I decided that my floor is going to be out of these trippy spiral bricks, and they are so difficult to place because there's not really any rhyme or reason as far as I know. And I decided that I'm just going to use Naga stone for the outline because I'm dumb and I didn't realize that it would all fit. But eventually by the end of it I had it all down pat, and so for the last like row of spiral bricks I was doing it pretty much flawlessly, and it turns out that just half of them go the right way, half of them don't. It was really confusing to figure out, but that's all the spiral bricks done, and now I just need to do the Naga stone on the outside. While exploring, I found some more of the Night Phantom strongholds, and they all have trophy pedestals outside, and once you place a trophy on it, you can actually break it, and it's really quick to break. And so I got all these different trophy pedestals for all of my trophies, and so I'm going to set them up just to show that I've like completed most of the game. And after literally an hour of figuring out for my OCD how you're meant to put them so you've got the right boss facing it, I never figured it out. So each side of the trophy pedestal accounts for one biome, so I found that the two snow ones, which is the Alfa Yeti and the Snow Queen, they both had the right biome, and so I just put those down because I only had 3 pedestals yet, and I still only do, I'm pretty sure, maybe 4 at the end of the series. But out of all of these, I had a lot of a play around and realized that there were only 3 of them that were actually in the right place, and so that worked pretty well. I thought about moving them with pistons, but I couldn't find any redstone, but as you just saw, the Miner Shroom one is the last one that actually has the right one. So I placed all the things on the wall, all the trophies, and then just placed them where they would go. But I've got the 2 right ones there, and the last right one here, and that's my 3 pedestals done. I also decided that I was going to make my roof out of these canopy plank stairs, because there are canopy trees everywhere because they're the tall ones in the normal forest, and I can easily with stairs fit in these doorways, and it will make it look kind of nice rather than just a flat roof, or even just a normal stair roof. So that took a while, but I eventually got that done. So funny story, I don't have enough. Yeah, I think I'll do the storage downstairs so at least I can have a functional base before I do the upstairs. Now I love the Twilight Forest, but one thing that makes it really painful is that, as you can see here, I'm on day 69, and I can't sleep, so every day, instead of being the usual 10 minutes, it's 20 minutes, because I have to go for a whole day and a whole night. Now, this would be okay, but if you think about it, that's double the time that it would be for most other 100 days. So this is like surviving 200 days in a normal world. So this takes quite a while to record, so I'd really appreciate if you've made it this far to leave a like and subscribe if you're enjoying the video. Now, some AFKing does go on between some areas, from like 1 day of AFK to like 5 days. This is all Minecraft time, by the way. And that's why I've got this little thing made out of the castle roof tile, is because I won't be able to do this for the entire time. So I'm going to finish my base and everything before the end, but there probably won't be much content happening before between now and 100 days. Okay, and after accidentally leaving my computer on all night, we're on day 98. I did not mean to do this, and that's kind of sad, but I'll play for the last couple of days. It's only morning at the moment. Okay, so we need to decide what's going to be on the roof. Actually, to be honest, once I've put in my windows, I might actually have enough castle brick just to do the whole ceiling. Yeah, I think I'll do that. What we need is some sand and some blue dye. Okay, that's the blue dye. Like, I've got less than 40 minutes until I reach day 100, but I really want to finish my base. Just need some sand. So, as it turns out, sand doesn't spawn, so I wasted, I think, most of day 98 trying to find sand, but sand doesn't even spawn in the Twilight, so I had a predicament on what I should do for the windows. Actually, I have an idea. I go to these places, and I use my silk touch. Okay, so we want 4x2 windows, 2 of them, so that's 16. And then we want it on both sides. Oh my gosh, we need 32. A liquor castle. They have windows everywhere. Okay, it's 12:14 for me. And I've got to get this before about 12:30. Okay, we have 32 light blue. Okay, so the window's done. Okay, so that's all the castle bricks we have. It's not going to be enough, so I'm going to do rune bricks in the middle. I don't even have enough to finish the side. Uh-oh. Definitely don't have enough time to go get more. I thought I had way more than this. God, how big this house is. You know what, I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna go get more. Worst case scenario, we're up on the cloud when it hits day 100. There's the cloud. Gonna have to mine some blocks to get up there, but that isn't too bad. Okay, it's time to go now. Time is looking okay, actually. There's a small chance this will happen. Okay, so we want around 2 stacks. Oh, that was terrible. Okay, that's a good amount. 57. Why did it only give me 1? Okay, let's go. Oh, that's actually gonna be enough. We've got 2 stacks. Like, it's gonna be literally any second now it's gonna switch to 100, which is sad. Like, I know I've got less than a minute. No! Oh! I mean, congrats to me for making it to day 100 in a really difficult mod, but no! Oh! So close. We're just right here. Ah. We were actually much closer than I thought. Like, I've only got 6 spare. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you did enjoy it. This was so much fun to make. I really enjoy these 100-day things, so this one was tediously long, but as you can see there, day 100, we did it, and I went to the Twilight immediately after spawning in the world, so that, like, it works well. Double, this, like, as I've mentioned earlier, this takes double the amount of time it takes to do, like, any other 100 days, because I can't sleep, so this was 20-minute days as opposed to the usual 10, but yeah, I can't tell you how much I enjoyed making this. If you guys want to have a chance of being featured in a video, or even just chat with me, because I read pretty much all the messages there, make sure to join my Discord. It's at the top of the description, along with a link to this mod, and yeah, till the next one, see ya!